Hello, I'm Michelle, and I'll be talking about different relationships like friendships, romantic relationships, work relationships, and family. And some of them will be like relating to me, and yeah. So, first, I will start off with friendships. So, one thing about friendships is that it could be hard, and then, sometimes when you try to rely on someone, you may feel like every time it's your fault, and then you feel like you're doing something wrong. So, I think that, about like friendships, for me, one of my friends, I would always rely on her, and I would be like, okay, so you would do the same thing for me, right? And she would say yes. So I would be like, okay, so she's reliable. But one thing here, I forgot that I need to think about myself. And on the other thing that I thought, I've been like focusing so much on like my friends, and then I didn't think that I need to focus on myself. I would always get stressed and think, what am I doing wrong? But like also, this could connect with family. Like during online school, I would forget that like I have some people that I could spend time with. Like, yeah, like my siblings, my mom, my dad. And then I would come to my mom and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry," because like she would say, "You barely have time to speak with me," because like during online school, I would always think that it's about school, and then like I want to play like games with my friends. But I also realized that it's like not the right thing to do because like family is really important to me, and it really connects to me with like, and they could help me. But at the same time, I feel like it's the right like to work on myself. And yeah, so one more thing about friendships, like 5 years ago, or like around like 2 years ago, so I would like have these terms and I would like be ranking people like, oh my God, so you're my number one friend and you're my second friend and you're my very best friend. And but like there's no such a thing as like terms because like you're basically ranking people and placing them who's better or who's not. And one time I didn't like when I was 9, I didn't know that my friend was like manipulating me into doing stuff that I would never do. I would always feel guilty and I wouldn't feel myself of like doing the right thing. Because normally when I get forced into doing something, like people say, you have to do this. And I would be like, oh, sorry, I can't do this. And if I do that, I will feel guilty for a very long time. And I would never like forgive myself for doing it. So yeah, so let me tell us like an example that happened to me. So my friend, we would always hang out together during online and before, and then she would ask me to do something for her. She would be like, okay, so now if you don't do this, I won't be friends with you anymore, and that means you don't love me. I was like, what? But we're really good friends. And then she's like, you have to do this. So I didn't know what that meant, and I didn't realize anything. So I was like really confused. And later on, like months later, I just like decided to have some of my own space and take some time to myself to think. And I've realized that like she hasn't been like very open and like I would always think that like so I would help her to open up more because she would always be shy and I would help her in her studies and yeah. And she called me like 5 months later saying, hi, you want to hang out? I was like, but we didn't talk for a very long time. And then you said you don't want to talk to me anymore because I didn't do what you wanted me to do. And like, so I helped her to get like into like a romantic relationship, and then she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm over that." And I was like, "So you come to me after something happens to you?" So I just decided to just like focus on myself because I feel like if you focus on yourself, you will know more. And like the thing is, there could be a lot of tough times in like friendships and like family and stuff, but you also need to focus on yourself. Like thinking, and every time for me, when my friends would ask me to hang out, or like during like school lunches, they will be saying, okay, do you want to do this? But sometimes I feel like I want to like do something that I would like to do. So I just go to my own path and feel like what I'm comfortable to do with. And some people, it's really hard to be myself with around them. So yeah, so some people I would need to be like, I barely talk around people that is really hard to be myself with. And like most of them are when they always like tell me what to do, which doesn't feel like I would do. Yeah, and so now I'm gonna be saying how that relates to like family too, and work relationships. So like, of course, yeah, I'm not an adult and like I'm not going to like college or university until like when I'm like 18. So yeah, so I'm only 14. So yeah, so I could just say like, let's say one of your family members would just like be like your parent and they would find a friend and you would always think that they don't have enough time for you. So I was like, why don't you have time for me? But she said, you used to do the same thing with your friends. So I was really scared about that. But then I understood my mom also has a point, and yeah, I feel like main thing, don't always rely on someone. Like you should always take care of yourself too. And what you're saying, like I know there might be a lot of things like around everywhere and you hear like rumors, but I don't believe in that. I believe in what like I think about other people. If they say something to me about someone who I don't really think that they are like how the person told me, I would just not believe them because I need to see that first if they're actually them, like what the other person told me. So all I could say is, yes, you do like trust your friends and you have a lot of people to rely on and have your back. But one thing I want to say, always be there for like yourself and take care of yourself. Yeah, thank you.